Well, hello. Thank you for tuning in to this week's episode of Just Spilling It, the podcast that will bring you listening laughter, well-intentioned opinions, and true stories along the way. We present an array of circumstances and subject matters surrounding the awesomely awesome people over the age of 40, 50, 60, and beyond. Those of you in your 20s and 30s, stick around and take some notes for your future. My name is Suzanne, and I am your host. The content of this program is often not suitable for young children. You may want to grab your earbuds, send the children running along, or catch up with us later. Today I am joined by Mary L. McCarthy. She is the founder and chief empowerment officer of CreateRightNow.com. She mentors health-conscious people in using therapeutic journaling to heal the issues in their tissues and to grow and transform their lives. She authored the international best-selling award-winning book, Journaling Power: How to Create the Happy, Healthy Life You Want to Live, and recently published her second book, Journaling Power Book, Heal Yourself with Journaling Power. She also created 20-plus life-changing journaling workbooks, including Heal Your Life, Love Your Body, and Detox Your Relationships. Mary, we would love to hear about your website. What can you tell us about it?
CreateRightNow.com is what I call the Journaling Power Center, or otherwise the Journaling for the Health of It Center. It's a place where health-conscious people can come and learn how to use therapeutic journaling, which I also call Journaling for the Health of It, as a therapeutic self-care, self-discovery, whatever you can imagine, do you want to know, tool to help you understand who you are, why you're here, why you do the things that you do, and how you can take responsibility for your life and creating the life that you want to live, as opposed to running around reacting to the externals. Where it's all about, Create Right Now is all about the inner journey. You're dealing with the issues in our tissues, the sometimes call it baggage, that we're carrying around all our erroneous thoughts, messages and things literally in our body, and journaling provides a way to facilitate, do the heavy lifting, and realize from an adult perspective, oh, this is what happened, and everything is not my fault. And so we really help people grow themselves up.
How did you get started into journaling?
About 20 years ago or so, I had a health challenge where I lost feeling and function, or most of the function, on the right side of my body. And I needed a procedure, a way to teach myself how to write left-handed. At that point, I was a high-powered businesswoman. I had my own management consulting firm. And of course, I had to have a procedure. I couldn't be going around without being able to write and do all these things. So I was introduced to a lady by the name of Julia Cameron, who wrote the book, The Artist's Way. And in her book is a procedure, if you will, called the morning pages. And what you do is, first thing in the morning, as close to getting awakening as possible, you just do 3 pages of whatever, stream of consciousness, just write. And I thought, well, that's a no-brainer. That wouldn't take me too long to figure out, to do it, to become legible for my left hand. And once I got into it, Suzanne, I started remembering things from my childhood that is like, oh my gosh, I mean, I knew I had a childhood, but oh my gosh, that memory. And I started hearing rhymes, and I started writing poetry. It's like, I got into this and I thought, wow, this journaling thing is really exciting. And I said, and I have to share it with the world. And literally one day, as I was doing my journaling, the words "Create Right Now" came up, and I thought, wow, that's a great name for a business. And so I now believe that I can do anything and everything with my journal. So it's very interesting that I got into it for physical therapy reasons, but it's certainly emotional, spiritual, mental therapy as well.
Right, and that makes a lot of sense. I often tell myself, I'm going to journal tonight, even if it's only for 5 minutes. And something always seems to get in the way, whether you're tired or you're distracted and you just don't take the time. So, how does one get started with their therapeutic journaling?
My best suggestion is to get a pen, get a notebook, sit down, take a few breaths, and start the process of getting reacquainted with yourself, and then put a question at the top of the page. And my suggestion, this very forthcoming, shall we say, is who am I today? And then the key is to write very, very fast, because all our inner critics and goonies and gremlins or whatever, are issues in our tissues, and they don't like it when we do self-care, and journaling is definitely self-care.
Right. So, what are the benefits of keeping a daily journaling power practice?
I can't think of anything that you can't do as far as solving problems, dealing with challenging mothers-in-laws or co-workers or whatever. There's just something that you have a built-in therapist, so that you can just unload whenever and you choose to. You continually understand that you do have the answers. You just have to give yourself some time and some opportunity with your journal. And it's like, then that helps reorganize the clutter and the garbage or whatever, and helps get that stuff out of the way, so you can see this is what's really going on. This is what I really feel.
Right. One of the things I noticed when I was journaling is that I would often reference the past, which I think a lot of people do. So, how does a person that is journaling maybe for the first time bypass maybe some of the memories that they really don't want to revisit in their minds or to be part of their journal? Do you have any type of technique or thoughts on that?
You really just make the conscious decision to say, I don't want to go there, or I don't need to go there at this point in time. And I focus on the positive. I'd switch gears and just like, if something's coming up that's like, I don't feel like going there, or I don't need to go there right now, or whatever. Just switch gears and just bring yourself present in the moment, and just, write about something. Wow, what a great Caesar salad I had for lunch, or whatever. So I think that it's really understanding that we have the capability of deciding where things are not out of our control, Suzanne. We can say, it's time. I need to start developing this, or it's like, I don't know. There's just too many feelings, bad memories, or whatever. I thought I'm going to table that for another time, and we have the power to make that decision and say, this is what I want to do. And then, like I said, what works really well is getting present, getting in the moment, and looking at the positive of the world around us, or your daily life, and that helps bring us to the present moment and be centered.
What are some of the rules or guidelines that you have for journaling for the health of it?
There are only two guidelines: pen to page only, and that's daily. Pen to page is, as I in my first book, I reported on all kinds of studies. I mean, I don't know the scientific thing of what's going on. There's something about tactile, the experience that you have in holding a book in your hand. So, scientific, mysterious, magical that goes on, that connects, that helps you get into your mind, your body, your soul, that comes only from the pen to the page. And the daily thing is that we have been living in our lives with as experts in self-sabotage and hypercriticality, and that we need to have a routine, if you will, a practice that every day that we're staying centered with ourselves and we're doing a self-care routine for ourselves. And so those are my two guidelines, pen to page and every day. And it's just, again, it's about us and it's for us. It's self-care, self-healing, all these self things that they told us were so selfish. After that, I mean, how you do and whether you want to do it, like you say, if you want to do some night notes before you go to bed, if you want to do it in the coffee shop, if you want to go out to the park, if you want to do it in red ink or purple ink or crayons. I mean, that's a wonderful thing about journaling, is that there's only one right way to journal, and it's your way.
Well, that's encouraging.
We're just so experienced in beating the crap out of ourselves, and it's like journaling is the opportunity to continually give yourself permission to be whatever wild and crazy person you really are. So it's all about you and your self-discovery, and like I said, but it's a new experience too of being loving to ourselves, being kind to ourselves, and giving ourselves permission to just let it rip.
Yes, sometimes it's really hard to nurture yourself, because I think it's human nature, or at least it is for me, that everybody around me and everyone else that I love and care about is taken care of before myself. I think it is sometimes hard to stop being occupied with everyone around you and take a moment to nurture yourself and take time for just small things.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. And as I said, we have a long history of how we were brought up and taught, and all the parenting, even well-intentioned and good parenting, and that. And then for some of us, when you have a childhood, you have a strong religious background that puts an additional thing on. You're really dealing with a really strong history that that really, as I said earlier, focuses on your husband, the community, the kids next door, or whatever. It's all out there, and because I don't ever remember in my Catholic church bringing up that there was any focus on me. It was all about saving the rest of the world, taking care of, and we just bring those things with us as we grow up. And like you say, that's the thing about journaling. It is the biggest behavior change you will make for yourself.
And I think you mentioned something about scientific studies. Have there been scientific studies?
Yes. In my first book, Journaling Power, I have a whole section of they've been doing a lot of things to just really see the relationship. They're finding too that people that go through a trauma, and in the controlled studies, like they doing this on a routine basis, doing the journaling on a routine basis, like they spend less time at the doctor's office. And in fact, the gentleman who founded this whole journaling / expressive writing movement, if you will, is the head of I think he's the head of the psychology department at the University of Texas, I think. And he did a study way back in the 1980s about this whole thing he took a couple of different groups of his students, and one, he had them write for 4 days about, how their life was, it's really more of a diary type of a thing. Then another group talked about name a trauma or something that's been troubling you for a long time. And he measured the results over a period of time. The students that got into, as I now call it, the issues in their tissues, and it went back into understanding the trauma and plugged into their feelings and their emotions, not just their mental thing. It turns out that they didn't get as sick and didn't need as many trips to the infirmary. So it's just like they're doing more studies now on yoga and meditation, because I consider journaling very much a holistic health therapy like meditation. So I think that the scientific community is doing more and more studies, like I said, and they're finding too that people with cancer and or who go through in a traumatic emotional situation such as divorce or whatever, that really truly can benefit from the journaling, because we're just so experienced in sucking it in. Oh, we'll get through this and fighting all this. It is, and then it allows all this garbage, and there's certainly a whole lot of it to get out on the table. And like I said, and the scientists are now finding it's like, oh, something goes on. Like I said, I couldn't tell you the technicalities about, oh, that's what happens to this part of the brain that controls emotions and things like that. So it's just it's really fascinating that we're seeing that again. We have the opportunity and we have the power, because rather than giving our whole physicality over to the medical profession, it's just like now we see through the journaling how we're all interconnected, and it's just like things that may come out as a pain or whatever. If you journal about it and you get into it, you see that yes, we are thoughts, we are feelings, we are emotions, and so it's not all a, oh, you got a pain, you got to get a pill type of a thing. So,
Well, for myself and lots of people I know, suffer from anxiety, and others with a combination of anxiety and depression. So it's almost like through the journaling, you're transferring all of those feelings and emotions of anxiety and depression, and you're channeling them all the way down to your ink pen and onto the paper. So you're really transferring those emotions and feelings perhaps away from you. Is that a fair analogy?
Exactly. It's just like it's that you're putting all of you, whatever is all of you at that moment in time on the page, and it's like it's out of you. It's like out of your soul. And I think that's the thing. I think that we're again so used to, I don't know what's happening to me or why I'm feeling this. Well, write it down and just have a conversation with your journal, and it's just that you'll see that it will not happen in one sitting. But once you get into the process of that, you'll just say, oh, that's where that's coming from, or that's where or whatever. So again, and the key is journaling is thinking with your heart and then not thinking with your head. We're just so good at analyzing, over-processing, overthinking, and all that type of thing. Again, journaling is the best garbage disposal, landfill I can think of. You just and then your body and your being gets used to, oh, you really do care about me. You really you're really helping me get all this garbage and all these crazy thoughts which probably don't belong to us anyway. So like I said, to answer your question, as far as anxiety, depression, worry or whatever. And that's what I'll put in a plug for my new book, Heal Yourself with Journaling Power. That's what the book is all about. There's 10 stories of different journalers, and they have, one woman had a traumatic childhood. Another woman was an alcoholic. And then there's a gentleman in there who had the trauma in his life of his mother committing suicide when he was like a teenager, and went through therapy and got introduced to journaling. And he said that is the key thing that helps him with all his anxiety, and he appreciates now that he knows now that, like, oh, I see it. That's what the trigger is. That's what's going on. Journaling really helps you get into the origin, the thing, and say, oh, that's what happens. Or isn't that interesting that when so-and-so does such and such, there's nothing that you can't, discuss or with the journal, and be it anxiety, be it worry, be it stress. I mean, and that's one of the, we have several complimentary ebooks on my website, and that's on my homepage. You'll see that's the first free ebook you can download, how to use journaling to reduce the stress and strains of life.
Mm-hmm. You must get a lot of hits on that one.
But yeah, I changed my, got a new website back in December, and the gentleman who's my partner, my website partner, he said 75% hit rate as far as people downloading this book. So it's just and then we just put one up, a new free ebook. It's about how to use journaling for your self-esteem issues. Now, I would think that there are a lot of people that can deal with self-worth, self-esteem issues and things like that. And I think the idea that, oh my gosh, I can do something about this. I don't have to look externally or run to the doctor. It's like, I can work through this. And it's scary and it's different, but it's just because it's a behavior change and you're looking to yourself because we're thinking that all the answers are out there or in a doctor and a pill or things like that. But it's just it's amazing. And interestingly enough, this gentleman has started his own company for men only. And he's developed a thing called a mind journal, which is a special journal that deals with for guys and how, because guys are certainly socialized in a different way than women are. So it's just, as I say many times, there's challenges of any shape or form, internal, external, or whatever. Your journal is there 24/7 to help you work through, and it'll just blow your mind as to and what I love is hearing from people about the ahas that they have. It's like, oh my gosh, I've been thinking all these years it's such and such, and it's really this, and this is where it comes from. So I just think it's fascinating to understand all the things that make you up. So it's like, and you say, you're aware that, okay, anxiety is a big challenge for you. Okay, so talk to your anxiety. Talk to that type of thing, that you can do anything, those types of things with a journal.
Well, I know that when I was journaling, I would do it at night before bed, and I was committed to 5 minutes. Well, I've had a lot of changes in the past year that got me away from journaling, and I was wondering, do you have any tips or tricks or any way that would make somebody discipline themselves? I guess you can't make somebody discipline themselves, but I wonder if there are any established routines.
My best suggestion is to just say, it's just set the goal and say, okay, 5 minutes, I'm going to do this now, and just do it. It's just, and one of the things that I find is very helpful is to just have a discussion with your overactive brain and head, or your inner critics, or whoever else is in there, and just say, thank you very much, but this is 5 minutes for me. I respect that you want to keep giving me all your input and all that type of thing. This is me time. And it's just really a question, Suzanne, of just just doing it. It's just okay, 5 minutes, and I'm just going to do it. And just then prove your awareness. What's going on with my body? What's happening, and things like that. And to realize that you are in charge. So I would say that that's the best thing is what my friends at Nike say, just do it. And that's what that's my hashtag, just right on. It's like that I've been doing this for a long time, dealt with a lot of people, and the bottom line is you just got to do it. And again, it's an individual thing. It's just like I said, I'm at the point now with my inner critic, when I really feel like, he wants to, have the center stage and all that kind of stuff. I just give him the evil eye, and it's like he knows it's time to go out and play in traffic. So it's just it's just a question of my favorite 4-letter word is work. It's work, 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 work. It's just showing up and doing it, and just say, okay, 5 minutes, I'm going to do this. And then and again, I think another trick is to just, are you in your head? Are you tied into your body, your heart, your soul, and where are you coming from? Because we're just so experienced in living out of our head and processing and analyzing. It's like, nope, this time is for me. Take some breaths, relax, and just do it. And I find one of the things that one of my clients does. She said, I am now. I just said some things that I'm going to journal every day, and she said, even if I'm busy or crazy day or whatever, she said, I always open my journal and write a few words, just to stay connected to myself. So it's just, it really is just question of self-discipline. And there are no rules or regular. It's just like it's about trusting your instincts and your intuition and going with what you feel like doing. And that, again, that's a very big change from, I should be doing this, I have to do it. No. Take a moment, take a breath, and just say, okay, how was, or think in terms of, write down one great thing that happened, or a great learning experience, or whatever. Or again, just consciously change the tenor rather than, maybe you want to dump from the day, but it's like, okay, I'm getting ready for bed. Wow, what did I learn today? Who did I meet today? It just involves a lot of work and catching yourself and saying, and look at how we're just so good at taking care of the rest of the world, or anything for ourselves would be selfish, that type of thing. So it's just the answer is just work, just show up at the page and just do it.
Right. Now that makes a lot of sense. And I imagine that a lot of people struggle to be inspired, or where they find the inspiration to continue with their journaling. Do you have any recommendations on things that inspire people? I mean, just talking to you is inspiring to me right now. What about maybe some things that people don't often think about that might inspire them to keep up with their journaling? It's almost like a workout routine that you've established, and every day you have to commit to going and commit to doing it. So I'm relating journaling to a workout commitment. I mean, as the old saying goes, I've heard personal trainers say, you can't get mad at yourself for going to the gym, but you can certainly get mad at yourself for not going to the gym. Journaling is so much easier because going to the gym, you have to get in your car and drive across town or whatever it is that you need to do. But journaling, you just grab your pen and your journal and you write away for 5 minutes, and that's it. You don't even have to shower when you're done if you don't want to. It just seems like it's a small little service that you can give to yourself.
Oh, definitely. And again, it's old programming. Bruce Lipton, I think he's a neurobiologist, said it's all about programming. We're just so used to, stress and strain and doing this and just the whole mentality and just like I say, it's just showing up. Journaling is a come as you are party. Whoever you are at that point on that day, she'll accept it. So, like I said, but it does involve a behavior change. And one of the things that I think too was about another thing that we're not experienced in or don't have a whole lot of experience in is being kind to ourselves. I mean, just the thought of, when I heard the terminology how many years ago about self-love, I thought, oh, that's creepy. So it's just, again, it's just a change because so much emphasis has been put on striving, taking care of all the externals. This is a whole new experience and an adventure of going in to find out who really lives in your body.
You have written 2 journal powering books. What are they about? I know you mentioned the one where it was compiled of 10 people that keep their journals. So what is the other book about?
Journaling Power is my story, how I got into journaling and how it helped me. And also, I call it a self-help memoir because it's not just my story. I also provide prompts and exercises so that people can start their own or reignite their own journaling practice. So And my second book, Heal Yourself with Journaling Power, is like self-memoirs of 10 other journalers that they also provide journaling prompts and exercises so people can take their nuggets and use it in their journaling. But then in my store, I have about 20 some different, I call them self-paced journaling courses on topics. I just came out with a new workbook called Empower Yourself. We have another one, Love Your Body. Another one, Heal Your Life. Another one, Build a Lasting Journaling Practice in 14 Days. So like I said, I think I'm up to about 22 or so now. So that of topics that that we all face as caregivers to the world.
Well, Mary, this has all been very good. So tell us where we can get the book.
Both books are up at Amazon, and they come in paperback, Kindle version, and audiobook. So there are those three varieties based on the type of reader. And I invite everybody to come to Create right now. That way you can learn all about therapeutic journaling. And you, like I said, you have all kinds of free ebooks so that you can really understand what this valuable, fantastic self-care free tool can do to help you, as I said, heal the issues in your tissues, but also to help you grow and transform your life and create the life that you really want to live.
Mm-hmm. I like it. I like it. In addition to the podcast listeners, I do know a lot of people that could probably benefit from this. So I'll definitely be spreading the word around.
I do have what I call personal power sessions that I have with people that, want to work, or maybe stuck or considering getting into journaling, or, they've hit a wall with their journaling or whatever. So I do the one-on-one, but basically my work is one-on-one.
Mm-hmm. A lot of people my age and around it are empty nesters or new empty nesters. And for years and years, they've been able to hide behind raising up the children, raising up their families. And now that they're in their empty nest stage, per se, it's time to start taking a look at ourselves. And I know a lot of people in that stage in their life, they start finding their dreams and their purpose that's not involving raising up the children.
It's time to go internal. It's like you've been doing a great job of taking care of the rest of the world. It's like it's time to take care of Suzanne.
Yeah, it's a self-defining moment, that is for sure. Now, real quick, going back to revisiting people with illnesses or chronic conditions or even terminal illnesses that we were mentioning earlier. Now, this is something that is beneficial to them as well.
Oh, definitely. And that's the whole thing, even with things like, the day-to-day things of headaches or, things that are messages that our bodies are sending us. Sit down with the journal because, everything is not like, oh, got a pain, got to get a pill. Oh, no, it's like, what's really going on here? And find it's way beyond just the physical. So it's very helpful to people newly diagnosed or people dealing with a chronic situation or an acute situation or even, like I said, a terminal situation to understand finally what this life is all about and who you really are. Like I said, with my own story, with my situation, because I have MS, but I have, thanks to my journal, I have not taken any prescription drugs in over 15 years. I haven't taken any over-the-counter stuff in probably 10 years. I completely changed my diet. I'm a very clean, fresh eater, and it's just like I'm fantastic, and I'm healthier than ever. So there's no reason that just because I'm approaching 70, I have to be the little old lady in the nursing home. No way. The exciting thing, Suzanne, is that we do have the answers for what will make it, us healthy and happy and successful. We do have it. And it's all inside. We just have to, like I said, get the pen and get the page, and we just have to sit down and start reintroducing ourselves to ourselves and finding out who's really there and spending time with ourselves. So yes, it is scary, but wow, the benefits are just phenomenal.
You're very uplifting. I feel better even just talking to you. I appreciate everything that you've shared, and I believe my listening audience will love this.
That's my mission. I want to just share it to the world. I was like, wow, we got this fantastic free self-care, self-therapeutic tool, and it's like, and I just want to share it with the world. So it's just, as I always say, just right on.
That is very true. I love it, and I really appreciate you taking the time to talk with me today.
Oh, thank you very much, and thanks for giving me the opportunity, because I will never pass up the opportunity to spread the word.
And for those of you, it's createrightnow.com. And I will put this information up in my blog, and I will also put it on our Facebook page and our Twitter. And probably I will add it also to my posting on Instagram for the Instagram followers. Anyway, well, thank you, and you have a great rest of the week. Well, friends, I feel quite inspired. I hope you do too. Anyway, until next time, I hope you are doing everything you possibly can on purpose.